Alright, so I just watched the gameplay footage of the Battle of Blackfire Pass, so I'm just gonna go ahead and give my little commentary slash opinion on this footage. So, there's a guy talking in the background too, so hopefully I can kind of talk over him. But as you can see, there's quite a lot of infantry, tanks, and of course they have flying units now. I think this guy is giving a little speech, so
A war boss draws to him all that is foul. An orc horde beyond imagining. As Sigmar thought, so shall we. We will become part of the legend. We will wipe the orcs from our door. And only when this is done, when our nation has healed, shall I take up Gal Maraz for Sigmar, for the Empire, for the Warhammer.
that's a pretty cool little speech. I'm hoping there's a lot of those in just like regular campaign battles instead of just scripted battles like this. Hopefully there will be more like those. And yeah, here we have the artillery. Not sure what those are called, but there's some rockets shooting and there's cannons. Pretty good mix of artillery there. And now we're gonna go over to the orc side. Pretty neat model is this flying thing, wyvern or whatever it's called. I don't know the exact names. And also a bunch of orc infantry, trolls. I think they actually look pretty well. I mean, when the trolls are walking though, they kind of look like they're stomping and I don't know. It seems a little awkward, but I'll get used to it. And those spiked clubs those orcs have, those look pretty nasty. Looks like some little spearman goblin things. Now little spider units, then the big one behind it.
And looking out over Blackfire Pass for a second here, you can just see the kind of fantastic.
And the environment is a lot different than most of the other Total War games. I don't I have no idea really what to expect, but I think that environment looks pretty darn cool. Got some pretty heavy axe infantry there, heavily armored. Got a giant over here. It's pretty much naked though. Probably should put some armor on, but whatever. Now it goes over to these little goblin catapult thingies. I mean, they look neat and all, but they're kind of like weak artillery, I guess I would say. Plus, he can control these guys too. It looks cool and all.
Now it's a pretty wild ride, but once you get the hang of it, you can really get proficient.
Doesn't really seem to do too much damage though when he hits. I mean, couple guys got hurt, but what, he only took 2 out? I don't know. It might be fun to control one of those every once in a while. And here's one of the orc mages. And then right on the left side of the screen, look at that. Those guys go flying. Like, just watch that one more time. Just the left half of the screen. Not sure what artillery or guns they're using, but bam, they go just flying. Then the explosions on the right side also look pretty darn cool. I like how the smoke kind of hangs around for a few seconds after the shooting guys shoot. And cavalry chargers, they're not really the best. CA did say they're working on it. And I have faith in them. They have plenty of experience making cavalry charges look awesome, so I have no doubt they'll have this fixed by the time the game comes out.
So there's a bit of a flanking counterattack line.
Now we get to take a look at some ranged Empire cavalry, and also this basically looks like, I would consider them shock cavalry. Those things look pretty dang neat though. The Demigriff Knights, I think they're called. Like some super heavy shock cav. Then we get to see the cavalry gunners take a couple shots at these guys. I think it looks pretty decent. At least when it comes to animations and stuff. This spell though, I don't. It looks like meh. I mean, it's just a ball spinning around with some like magic flame under it. It's like I don't know. It's just not too impressive. There are other spells that look a lot more badass, but that one, eh, just meh. I like how they're kind of like hopping as they run.
One thing that we're still working on is cavalry versus cavalry impacts, and in fact impacts across the board. So what we're aiming for is scenes like this to be much more punchy with more physical hit reactions from the cavalry.
Yeah, and the guys said they're working on making the cavalry charges much more punchy there, and yeah, I already covered that. But I also like how they kind of just like leap at once they get really close. It's like they leap in and just. Rah! That's pretty cool. And now just gonna go down the line and look at some of the infantry versus infantry battles. The spike clubs though, those just look badass. They also they jump once they get right in front of the enemy. Jump charging in. There's a guy with an axe here. He knocks a couple guys back. Some more of the infantry jumping. I wanted to see those little spider thingies fight, but just passed over him. These trolls though, I like how they just like swing their clubs around and knock people back. Just bam, bam. I don't know about all the vomiting green stuff though. It's like they seem powerful enough, and I don't really get the whole vomit on your enemies thing. Now, it's kind of spanning around the battlefield. That spider is massive. This one-on-one engagement with the two dragons or birds. I wonder how the like 10 on 10 would look. I mean, one-on-one it looks cool and all, but 10 on 10 or even more, that would be really interesting to see. Looks like he took him out pretty easily. I wonder if when the thing dies and it falls, it'll crush anybody below it. Hopefully it does. And all these guys just seem to turn and shoot right at the same time. It's like so synced up, but I don't know how I feel about that. It looks too. I don't know. It's just too synced up that it's just so perfect movement. And also when the wyvern or whatever it's called picks the guy up, everyone else around him just kind of like stands there. I think one guy started charging in, but like all the other like 100 people just stand there and watch. It's like, why don't you run in there and do something? Anyways, this guy charging in with a big two-handed sword, infantry, pretty dang interesting looking. And just some more melee combat, and looks decent enough. Now this laser thing, this is pretty interesting. It's a one-shot, one-kill on this giant. It's like, I wonder how long that takes to charge up. Unfortunately, we don't get to see the tank shoot, though. But I do like this spell coming up. This foot smash one. Hi. But it's like, with a stomp like that, that's the only kind of damage it does to the tank. It's like, I would think it would be like completely flattened. And then also, moving back, like this cloud of dust, there's just people standing around, like it doesn't really knock anybody back. It's like, with a spell like that, I would think it'd be more powerful. I mean, it looks cool and all, but it's like, it's like barely crushed. And all these guys are still just standing there, like the whole stomp was just like, oh, whatever. Anyways, this big spider thing he does look pretty badass. These like area of effect stomps and all, with its like, I guess pointy legs, and just knocking people back. This thing looks like the frickin' beast. It's awesome. Plus it eats people. And then this giant, it's like, just, why are you just picking one guy up at a time. Just swing your club around, knock them all around, and it's like there's so many people around it. Why not just like climb up on top of him and start stabbing him? But I mean, it's like only one or two people were taking swings at him. I don't know, just so many people standing around. I'm just like, do something more. And the bird kind of just stands there. And we're at the end. We don't get to see this spell actually hit, but it looks like it will do a ton of damage. Well, I mean, we did get to see it hit, but didn't really see the effects. This was saw some dust fly up, and well, that's pretty much all. Anyways, yeah, the trailer, or not trailer, but this gameplay looks pretty dang awesome. I mean, that was all in pre-alpha anyways, so they're definitely going to improve on it. It's like, hope some of the like area of effect attacks like that magic foot stomp does something more than just meh. But overall, I'm super excited for this game. I can't wait. I mean, I've played some Warhammer, but not really much. I have no clue about the lore. All I know is it's like orcs and humans and some other things. Yeah, anyways, that's my opinion. Looks super good.